Did you know that only 1% of all museum thefts in the world have ever been solved? This was the statistic that Hyderabad Police Commissioner Anjani Kumar faced when he received a startling call on September 3, 2018. The call was from Prince Mukarram Jah, the London-based grandson of the last Nizam of Hyderabad.
Commissioner Sahab, Adab, there has been a major theft at our museum. You need to solve it ASAP.
Gone were 3 artifacts worth a whopping 50 crore, $6 million. A gold tiffin box studded with diamonds, a gold cup, its saucer, and a spoon. These were among 400 items displayed at the Nizam's Museum, belonging to Mir Usman Ali Khan, the last Nizam of Hyderabad state, now Telangana, who back then was the richest man on earth with a whopping net worth of $230 billion, something like what Elon Musk is worth today. The news of the theft spread like wildfire, with TV channels repeatedly showing the stolen items, adding pressure on Commissioner Anjani. But the police immediately figured out the thieves' way of entry when they spotted an arrow mark on one of the ventilators of the museum's terrace. Curiously, the marking was unbelievably straight and neat.
Looks like the work of a construction worker.
So the cops made a complete list of history sheeters on record who had also worked on construction sites and sent squads to question supervisors at such sites, but without any luck. Unfortunately, the museum was located in the densely populated old city, which had a plethora of illegal buildings around it, so the thief could have hopped in from anywhere. The museum's guards too were being evasive, but persistent questioning revealed gaping security lapses. Of the 5 guards that were supposed to man the museum, only 2 were deputed, and they too were asleep. Several CCTV cameras were dysfunctional, while others were not focused in the right places. Though from the footage of CCTVs installed on nearby buildings, the police zeroed in on 2 suspects on a blue Bajaj Pulsar bike. And bingo, one of them was talking on a cell phone. However, they were left frustrated as no cell tower could trace that call.
Ye kaisa hona? How is that possible?
Unless, of course, they were pretending to talk on a phone without a SIM card. Clever. And even though the bike they rode on had no number plate, the police generated a list of all people in the city who owned this particular model and matched it to criminal records. But again, no luck. Little did they know that the 2 thieves, Badshah and his sidekick Ghulam, had dumped the bike in Zahirabad, 115 kilometers away from Hyderabad, and fled the city for Mumbai, where they hoped to sell their ill-gotten goods for a large sum. In anticipation of their windfall, the thieves splurged by staying at a 5-star hotel, eating biryani out of the stolen tiffin gold box, and drinking whiskey from the gold cup, imagining themselves to be the Nizam.
Ustad, आज से आपका नाम शहंशाह बादशाह पाशा और तेरा नाम वजीर आलम गुलाम पाशा. Cheers!
The next day, in full swag, the duo walked into the congested streets of Mumbai's Zaveri Bazaar, a huge jewelry hub, and gloatingly offered a shopkeeper,
How many crores for this gold tiffin box?
but the dealer scanned it and just scoffed.
Crore? I'll give you 20 lakhs for it.
Their high hopes of millions from Mumbai were shattered as they faced the same ordeal in shop after shop, dejecting them to no end.
Bombay to dhokebaz nikla, Ustad.
The last time they tried, they were almost caught when the shopkeeper recognized the items.
Isn't this something like they showed on TV? That museum thing?
Scared and dejected, the duo then hurriedly left Mumbai for Hyderabad
We should try and contact some rich Arabs.
and called Sajid, friend and fellow thief back home in Hyderabad, who had good connections in the Gulf. Sajid bhai, mere ko ek sone ka tiffin bechna miya. Sajid immediately understood what tiffin box he was talking about. Tension na ko lena, main bata karta dealero se miya. The next day, Sajid arranged for Badshah to meet a Dubai-based businessman Zain at his home. To Badshah's relief, a deal was struck almost immediately. साहेब अभी तेरे को 3 करोड़ देना, बाकी का विदेश में बेचने के बाद मिलना. सुभान अल्लाह, कैश दिखाना मियां. ये रहा जेवरात, गोल्ड टिफिन बॉक्स, गोल्ड कप और सॉसर और 7 चम्मच. Zain, satisfied with the goods, sat back and folded his arms across his chest. This was the signal that the cops had been waiting for, who sprang out of their hiding places and caught the shocked Badshah red-handed and later nabbed his associate Ghulam from his home. Ghulam's name was on the police's list as an owner of a Bajaj Pulsar bike, but since he had no criminal record, they never followed up on him. Ghulam was lucky then, and had Badshah listened to his friend earlier, they may have still been free.
Don't call Sajid. I don't trust him. Some say he's a police informer.
Ghulam was right. The police often turned a blind eye on Sajid's petty thievery, so long as he cooperated with them on big cases such as this. Sajid's information was confirmed, as Badshah's name also appeared on the police's list of petty thieves who were also occasional construction workers. Overnight, Commissioner Anjani devised a plan to send Inspector Zain as a Dubai gold dealer dressed as a sheikh. Through the night they worked, installing hidden cameras inside Sajid's home so as to record the proceedings as evidence. And as the hour approached, cops stationed themselves at different spots inside and around Sajid's home, catching the perpetrators by surprise and arresting them. Under interrogation, they revealed how they did several recce's of the museum over a month ago before shaving their heads off so as not to be recognized, identifying the ventilator closest to the items they wanted to steal and making a neat arrow over it for reference. They were about to stage the heist until Ghulam overheard the museum's security head complain to the curator.
Sir, our CCTVs can only store footage for 40 days. We need to upgrade them.
So 41 days after their last recce, in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. on September 3rd, 2018, the duo parked their bike in the melee of buildings behind the famous Purani Haveli, wore gloves and face masks, and climbed the stairs of an adjacent unlocked house and reached the terrace. From there, they jumped onto the terrace of the Nizam Museum as the heavy drizzle masked their sounds. The guards were anyway at the main entrance below and fast asleep. Badshah then removed the marked ventilator, while a slimmer Ghulam kicked away the sole CCTV camera as he slid his way down the rope. He hit the ground in pitch darkness, and as he put on his torch, he saw the gold and diamond antique tiffin box right in front of him. Knowing there were no alarm sensors, he pried loose the glass cases, grabbed the items, and swiftly ascended the rope. But they learned the hard way that stealing it was easier than selling it. This was also the case with the Mona Lisa, which was stolen from the Louvre Museum of Paris in 1911 by an ex-employee, but was recovered after 2 years when he approached a buyer to sell it, who in turn informed the police, just as it happened here. In fact, it was only after this theft that Mona Lisa became so famous. Kudos to Commissioner Anjani Kumar, who cracked the case in a mere 10 days, making him among the 1% of investigators in the world to solve a museum heist. Bisbo's limerick. The two clever thieves, Badshah and Ghulam, dared a heist that rang bells of alarm. Celebrating before the win, they paid a price for their sin, cursed as they were by the great Nizam. You will also find these sources listed in our video description section.